The topic this morning is the Metropolitan Council and Downtown Development. And we're talking to JSloss3, who is the councilperson for the 19th Councilmanic District for the Metropolitan Council. And Mr. Sloss, before we had our break, we were talking about some aspects of the Nashville arena. But let's look across the Cumberland River at the stadium that's proposed to be built over there. And I think you've already indicated that we've been quite successful with the referendum and people want this. But now what seems to be the holdup from your perspective now in terms of making that stadium a reality?
Well, as I stated earlier, the only holdup now is that bill that's pending in Congress, sponsored by Representative, what's called the Hope Bill, which basically states that if a team leaves a city and relocates to another city, then the NBA or the NFL or NHL would be responsible for replacing that team or bringing another expansion team or another relocated team to that city. I'm told that the Speaker of the House has already indicated that he was not going to let a bill come to the floor and be passed that would adversely affect the Nashville deal with the Houston Oilers. I've also read reports that the sponsor of the bill, Representative Hoke, has even stated that he would be willing to amend Nashville out of the bill. So, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit confused as to why we're not able to move forward at this point, given that information.
Now, what would be the first thing that we would do in terms of moving toward working on this project? If, for example, if in the morning we got the word that Congress had approved of the stadium and Excel, whatever legislation is possible or non-legislation is possible, what would be the next move that would happen? And sort of give us sort of a scenario of how things would happen from that perspective.
Well, the first thing that would have to happen before we even laid the first brick is there are some businesses over there that would have to be relocated. And right now we've not been able to this point move forward on buying out a lot of the businesses that are going to have to be bought out and relocated. I guess buyout is not really the right term, but are going to have to be relocated, and we're going to be responsible for footing those costs. And within that $292 million package, we have budgeted about $47 or $48 million for those relocation fees. And once you get the businesses relocated, then you're going to have to, in a sense, set the table. You're going to have to go in and grade the land and prepare the property for the construction of the stadium.
Now, this is going to be major. You're talking about a $260-odd million project across the Cumberland River that will impact not only downtown Nashville, but all of Nashville. What about the economic activity that this activity is supposed to generate? I mean, speak from the council's point of view. What have you been saying about this?
You're talking about a major project, probably the largest capital project that we've had in this city, at least since I can remember, or at least since I've been involved with government. You're talking about a huge boost to the economy. Obviously, a number of people are going to be hired for construction. You're talking about a time frame of about 18 to 24 months just to complete the project. Now, one of the things we're in danger of now, because of the bill that's pending in Congress, is we may not have time to have the stadium ready for the 1998 season as we originally projected. If that's the case, in all probability, then Memphis will probably host the Oilers over the next year, possibly the next 2 years. I'm told that there's a good chance that they will host a team in the upcoming 97 season.
And so there's been some planning made in terms of, in case something happens that we can't complete the project in the 2 years that has been allotted.
I would say probably what's going to happen at this point is there's probably not going to be enough time to complete the stadium unless they're fortunate enough to get it on a fast track prior to the 98 season. In all probability, what will happen is the stadium will be ready for some portion of the 98 season. Hopefully it'll be ready for the beginning.
For those people who would like to become involved in some of this economic activity, what would your suggestion be this morning? I mean, how could they have access to what's going on there?
The council has taken great pains to make sure that not just the big guys, so to speak, are involved in this project. We plan on seeing most of the business or a large portion of the business done by small small businesses, especially minority businesses. Traditionally, as you know, not just on this project, but other projects in the past, minority businesses have not had an opportunity to participate. But I think on this project, or I believe on this project, you're going to see a major difference as it relates to contracting with not only minority businesses, but other small businesses.
You know, we've got about almost a minute before we end this show for today. And let's have you to make some final comment in terms of the metropolitan government or the downtown development that you would like to leave with our audience this morning.
I guess what I would leave with the audience is that I've been fortunate as the representative downtown to, especially here in the last few weeks, to sit in on a number of meetings on some projections of future growth in the downtown area, and I'm extremely excited at some of the plans that are already on the drawing board that the general public has not had an opportunity to see, but had they seen it yet, they would certainly be excited about what's going on downtown. What people are going to see in the near future is an increase, a substantial increase in residential living downtown. There's already a major apartment building on the drawing boards, and there will be others.
Let of course, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's time to go, and let me thank you for coming by, and let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you, and good morning.